You're now tuning into the sounds of the Potnas podcast.
Another freestyle damn session. God damn it. Hey, low, young Tussle, let's go. It's the Potnas podcast and we the best in the game. Home, we want the money and the fame. Oh, I'm about to make it damn rain. Now let me pass it to the boy D-Man.
Pass it to D-Man and I'ma make it thunderstorm. I'ma keep going, yo, from door to door. I used to be in sales, you can go to hell. I'ma pray that I'm not, I'ma keep it going. I'm a hell of a fella, yeah, I'm super swell. I'ma keep it going, yeah, I'm dipping in the well. I'ma pass it back to the JT. Kamaye, man, what you see?
It's the Potnas podcast and it's another damn session. Oh man, I gotta teach y'all a lesson. Man, hold on, I gotta make a session. Woo, Potnas podcast.
Bless him.
Yep.
Bless him. We're gonna bless him.
Boy, I like how you take over.
We're gonna bless him.
Yeah, when you feel like that.
That's just how it went.
You're just really great at product placement or verbiage placement.
There we go.
Yeah, that's what we're gonna go with. The dictionary.
That's where your mind's at, huh?
Product verbiage placement.
Tell me, bro.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Potnas podcast, where we are delivering our perspective on topics, news, and shit. We are your hosts. The Potnas, starting from the right end of the table, we got the flyest one in the room working the board, Dino, aka Dino the Great.
What's going on, y'all?
Dino the Dictionary.
How y'all feeling?
Oh yeah, we good, baby. How you doing?
I'm doing good, bro. Yeah, it's cold outside, but
check the fit. All right, Golden Boy in the mix.
Yeah, I'm feeling, what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Black you know what I'm saying.
Boy, cold as hell outside, right?
Float like a butterfly, sting like a bee. Hello.
Sting like a bee.
All right, next to him is another fellow partner, B Rad, cooling and pooling.
What's going on, B Rad? How you doing, buddy?
Welcome back, baby. How you doing?
I'm Harlem and shaking. All right. I'm warm.
Yeah, it feels good here.
I'm not like overly warm.
Your pants are like
very
a great pattern.
I was thinking they look
and
real comfortable.
So
it's like, is that velvet?
Yeah,
velvet? That's velvet teddy bear.
Is that like my thing? Every time I'm here, there's something about my knees.
Yeah.
That there's gonna be any.
That's gonna be a thing that we're gonna point out.
Me out last time.
Yeah, slab baby.
Facts.
We are very hot on the mic. Can we turn us a little bit down, or are we good?
I think.
All right, we're good.
We're fine.
All right. Hey,
maybe I'm.
You know it's
the most electrifying.
You goddamn right. Get it ready.
Go ahead, bro.
Next to B Rad is the most electrifying, the most ecstatic,
illustrious,
the most illustrious. That starts with an I.
Okay, sure.
You messed it up. The alliteration's gone.
The explosive partner of them all. You ain't never mad at it. God damn it. It is JT Young Tizzle, the live thrizzle, your favorite partner of them all, baby. Shout out to everybody on set. Shout out to Scream Man, R&D Explosion. R&D Explosion. Iron Exposure.
The alliteration is went too far.
I know. Hey, whoa.
Adjectives.
All right. Shout out to Timestamp King over here. Todd Knows Best.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
What it do?
Yep. Shout out to Wifey.
Timestamp Todd.
Oh,
I like
she
that.
is Sam Bam is also on set.
Hey. And don't forget Keiko.
Yep, and Keiko. The beautiful ladies. And then, last but certainly not least, we have a very special guest in the building, all the way hailing from D.C. by the way of Philadelphia.
Philly, baby.
Everybody, round of applause for Dalian Washington.
Welcome, my brother.
Thank you. Glad to be here.
Oh, man.
What's going on?
You blessed us with your presence.
Nah, y'all blessing me for giving me the opportunity.
You brought this code with you.
Hey, the Potnas podcast is really making waves. We got people flying in to be on the podcast now, man. God damn it.
It's a blessing.
It's amazing.
Everybody ain't able.
Yeah.
But I appreciate it.
All right.
I appreciate the opportunity.
At this point,
Spirit will make sure that it is able.
It might be a rough ride, but you're going to get there.
You might have to drive the plane yourself.
Nah.
But they're going to make sure you're able.
I'm past Spirit, my brother. I'm past Spirit.
welcome to Houston. You having a good time so far?
I'm having a great time. Thank you for Team Thomas for hosting me and all that, showing the brother a good time.
Absolutely.
Oh, yeah.
That's beautiful.
Team Thomas in the house.
Team Thomas, you damn skipping. All right. So at this moment, we want to kind of give you the floor and just allow you to disclose any information that you would like to disclose. just tell us where you're from, how you're connected to the Potnas, occupation, and whatever else you want to.
Just real quick. Then, as it was said, I was from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Philly, home of brotherly love.
Hey, speak closer in the mic.
Oh, speak closer to the mic.
Or bring the mic closer to you. Let me see.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yep.
There you go.
You good?
There you go. Coach. Home of brotherly love. Long-time Eagles fan. I know I'm in Texas country. You know what I mean? How about those cowgirls and everything like that?
Wow.
I said it. I said it.
Yeah, I would agree with you. Actually.
No problem.
What sport they play, but I felt that. I'm playing.
Long-time military member in the Air Force, serving for 28 years.
Respect.
Just officially started my retirement tour, as I like to call it. So 2 weeks.
Man.
Oh, we got to applause for that.
Yeah, we got
How many years?
28 years. 4 months and like 7 days.
You say 2
hours.
Okay.
2-8, baby. 2-8.
2-8.
Wow.
Hey, that's like.
That's 2 years younger than me.
I was about to say. I said some of y'all just about 28. So I've been in the Air Force as long as y'all been alive.
A literal lifetime. That's amazing.
We got an official OG.
You spend any time in Killeen?
And where?
In Killeen?
No.
Ever?
Never heard of that.
Wow,
Where
that's
is
crazy. Was your daddy or something?
The largest military installation in the free world.
Oh, I thought you was going to say I was your daddy or something. You said every time in Killeen. Like,
you know
what,
Sharonda Williams? Yeah, the mama would have been fine to make me.
Hey, hold on now, hold on.
I know some fine mamas.
And my mama is fine.
Hey, listen, hailing from DC right now. So DC has been my home for probably the last 5 to 8 years. So married to the beautiful wife Lakeisha from.
You got a shout her out, huh?
Oh yeah,
did she ask for that?
Yeah, no, she didn't ask for it, but she is fine. You know what I mean? She's beautiful.
Good.
You're a smart man.
You know.
He is OG. He knows what to do.
Hey, listen, I married up, baby. So again, everybody say that, but I can prove it. But
Respect.
It's okay. So again, how am I connected to the Potnas? I appreciate it over here. Once again, JT, we met in the Air Force. That's a funny story within itself. I'm not going to go into all the details, but I had to, what do we call it? Compel him to come talk to me, to come see me as an opportunity. I was a senior officer, but he was fleeing me, dodged me, and all that. But we had it
right. He had to send a messenger to me.
Yeah, exactly.
To set up and coordinate a meeting with me.
Hey,
that's how big time I was.
Hey, yes, but when he came to see me, I gave him a couple of bleep, 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 bleep. Who you think you are? But again, anyway, after we got through that, we realized we was kindred spirits, for lack of a better word.
Yeah.
He was opening to listening, to coaching, and all that, and hopefully I had a little bit to say of it. And the friendship spawned from there. So I'm happy to see what Team Thomas is doing, how they're progressing and moving forward. And so just happy to be a part of it, gentlemen. So once again, I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
Yes.
Glad to be in your presence. Yeah,
absolutely. And you said that, you hail from DC. Y'all absolutely have the worst conditions as far as roads.
Listen, I'm living in DC. I'm not going to claim DC.
The roads in DC are horrible.
Okay.
It is like Appalachian Mountain driving on mountains.
Brunch don't make up for the road.
Don't bring the car that you love there. You need to get a rental, and then you need to get rental insurance in order to drive through DC.
I get you, but
and then they have speed cameras. What in the hell? Why?
Listen, I come to Houston. It's only like 35 degrees, and you act like it's Armageddon. Everything's shut down
because we don't look. All right.
For us, this is serious business.
Simply not ready.
Blame ERCOT.
It's below freezing.
ERCOT. That's the reason why we have a good
our infrastructure literally collapses when it gets below freezing.
I saw that. I saw that. Yeah.
It's not even us. It's the literal government.
I got it.
But we're better this year because, as you can see, we have lights, cameras, action. Everything is give
us a month of frozen conditions.
I was a little nervous. I was a little nervous when I came, and I was like, "Oh man,
runway, no salt.
Am I gonna make it?"
No salt.
But it's all love, baby. It's all love. Ace Town.
Right, for sure.
Third coast, baby. Slapped up.
And I dig the fit. All right, you got your family crest on around your neck.
Oh man, this dope. Something. So something I created, just something on my heart, something I advise all of you to do.
That's what
as we build our legacy. So the crest that's sitting on me right now has 4 quadrants. The bottom 2 quadrants is emoji, the unity symbol. And then you have the heart full of love. You have the top where it talks about knowledge, and then the other one is certification. So the whole thing again is the base of the family is unity and love. It has 4 keys, 2 keys on it that connects all 4 quadrants. Those are the keys to family success, and the shield represents strength. So it's something I've been thinking about, for years. last couple of years, I actually created it, wrote it out. There's rules to these things. There's levels to these things. We have bylaws, how you get a crest. So when you're about 16, we'll have a crest ceremony where, that member of the family has to be a crest, has to be blood related. Yeah. So again, your child automatically is eligible to get a crest. Well, not your child, but my child. Yeah. You never know. You never know. I was blood related to my stepfather. But at the end of the day, how do you give your family purpose, right? So as a male leading my household with 2 boys and all that, say, hey, here's the purpose, here's the plan, here's what we're striving for, protect the name, protect the crest. So it's something that I did and my family embraced it and all that. So kind of proud of it.
That's dope. Yeah. Some regalia. I love that.
Yes. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Regalia, I like that.
Yeah, it is. It establishes a strong sense of legacy.
There you go. And high expectations. Boy, coming up in the school, in the House of Washington.
Yes.
Something to look forward to.
Oh, hold on. We got to pause right quick.
There we go.
Life is good.
All right. And then just hit the the button on this.
Hey, listen. I thought it was a use of power. There you go. Legacy and all that.
Too soon. The shut us down. The shut us
down. What legacy? They talking about power. Cut them.
Not ERCOT. Oh my God.
But again, something that I would suggest that you all think about as you raise your families and things of that nature. Your legacy can be what you want it to be. If you already have one, great. Fall in on it. If you don't have one, just something to think about.
Yeah, for sure.
Respect.
I'm definitely thinking about creating and developing a crest for Team Thomas.
There you go.
And we have been building that brand for shit since
that's a fact.
Since we got married, right?
So why not? Why not?
And just leveraging the power of social media. It's crazy and ironic that we were talking about social media last episode 24. Oh, for our listeners, by the way, if you haven't listened to Mind Your Business, go tune in and check out episode 24. It is a good one, probably the best episode we've done this whole season.
In other words, don't mind your business and go watch that.
Yes, absolutely. There you go. Right, you'll learn a lot. There's a lot of key takeaways, but just leveraging social media into building our brand and identity with that, and so that's how we are utilizing the social media into allowing us to have that platform. So yeah, for sure. All right. And we want to take this opportunity to remind our listeners that we now do have full video episode content. Man. All right. So go ahead and visit or type in Potnas Podcast and all of our content will come up, and make sure you click the YouTube icon on our website, potnaspodcast.com. All right.
Hey.
And stream all of our full-length video episodes that come out every Thursday or Fridays, Screen Man? Thursdays? All right, Thursday. Cool. Thursdays. So, yep. And if you're following us, then you're going to get that notification anyways, all right? So, all right, debrief of the week. Yeah. How are we doing? Ooh. How was everybody's week?
Why everybody sigh collectively just now? What was that about?
Collective sigh.
Well, I'll kick things off. Team Thomas celebrated a 9-year anniversary. Oh,
yeah. Black love.
Anniversary.
At this point, we just be looking at each other like, I got you a gift, but you can open it right here in the bed if you want to.
Listen, we don't need 30 years.
I mean, we still do.
Hey, I've been together 30 years, baby. So slow down, Nick.
At the trajectory, he said at this point we just give our gifts in the room. I'm saying, what's going on?
Well, that's how we start the day. You know what I'm saying? And then she went back to work, and then came back and home to a nothing bunt cake.
Hey,
those cakes are delicious.
It's the butter in those.
I know, right? Hey, shout out to Nothing But Cakes, whatever. Run the check.
Give them too much love.
And then cap it off with a nice little dinner. Yep. Had some crawfish and had some wings, and it was a nice Southern Louisiana Creole inspired dinner.
That's the way to go. There you go.
So we took it down south. We always take it all over to a different country or state every year.
Staycations.
Yeah, whenever we're doing our dinner sessions. But yeah, and it was pretty good. But that was kind of like the highlight. Work sucked. Don't want to talk about it. So, D, how was your week?
Hey, man, I'm not going to front. I'm thoroughly excited.
Anything special?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not going to lie. So to all the listeners, to those who don't know.
Oh, are you about to share the news?
And to those who do.
Oh!
I found out on Monday of this week, After going to an ultrasound appointment with the missus, they ran me the imagery. I saw 2 legs and a third, people.
Yeah.
I'm having a son.
Hey, what a nucleus.
Hey, listen.
That is a nucleus.
Hey, look at that chest polka dot, right?
Yeah.
Hey, why does guys always do that, right?
I
When
don't
he finds
know,
a son, they like,
man.
Yeah.
And they're like, they just,
My legacy continues.
Legacy and question, all this shit. No, I mean, I'll be honest with you. For me, I was not certain. I wasn't sure I had faith. We can talk about my faith journey and all that, but I genuinely was not sure on the prospect of me having a son. I was thinking all the men of my family and hers, they make a lot of women. They make girls.
a lot of women.
I was the only son, firstborn. Then it was 3 girls.
It's like all women over there
All women
on
her
Jen's side, right?
It's like 4 sisters. 2 of them are twins. So I'm like, man, I got a daughter. Roll the dice.
Baby girl Jewel's about to be a big sister to a baby brother.
She's gonna be an amazing sister.
You got a name?
Wow.
We're
Don't
thinking
wanna
on
say-
it.
oh, okay.
That'd be something else.
All right,
We'll see. I'm still
cool,
thinking
cool,
on it.
cool.
Y'all thinking on it.
Y'all believe in that stuff where once you reveal like the baby's name and birth date, that people are praying and cursing the birth of your child?
So I'm not saying it's guaranteed, but that's something that people believe is in the
atmosphere.
Is in the atmosphere.
Yeah.
I mean, it can happen, or just we were talking about sharing last time and the expectation of sharing certain things. For me, it's not even I'm not going to share because I want people to curse my baby name.
Yeah.
It's just like, why? Why tell you that right now?
Right.
Well, my faith in Lord Jesus Christ is strong on this side, so can't nobody's curse our babies.
Hell, the birth certificate ain't really got to say nothing for real for 72 hours, don't it?
That's a fact.
Yeah, so there's no rush on that.
You got kids, B-Rad? Well, hold on.
That come from experience or something? I mean, you just rattled that off. That's not the same fact like the birth certificate.
I have a lot of facts that I hold in this brain.
Part-time lawyer over here.
And I might be also wrong, but look how convinced y'all are. Look at that.
You just sound very convinced.
Yeah.
I mean,
No, but
convincing.
you don't have to put somebody's name. I may or may not know that because of one of my siblings. You don't have to put the official name on the birth certificate until long after that.
Bradley, can you feel the hair from your beard in your mouth right now?
I can.
It is literally tickling the bottom of your lip.
Thank you for noticing how luxurious.
You're lucky that the mic is covering it, though.
Illustrious.
I'm trying to protect your image for all the people who are trying to.
You know,
All I do is beard game, baby.
Yo, that's what it sounds like.
Oh, that's what it sounds like. It sounds like a little hater. Come on, man. It's a little hate.
It actually sounds like fandom, but
I like it. I like it.
Touché. All right, B-Rad, how was your week?
my week was good. It was full of.
What'd you get into?
I don't want to talk about work, so let me think. What did I do this week?
You don't want to talk about the Neiman?
Not at. I went to a CBD coffee shop.
CBD.
Actually,
CBD.
yeah.
That man's creeping in.
Yeah.
What was
What
that like?
does CBD stand for?
Cannabinoids. Yeah, something. Yeah.
Cannabinoid. What?
All them facts in the brain, you ain't got that one.
Cannabinoids.
All them facts in the brain, you ain't got that one.
That's why it was an important moment for me. It was a learning experience. You know?
Today's word of the day.
It was super small in there, but it had like a red velvet cinnamon roll. Have you ever had one of those?
Ooh, that sounds delicious.
Have, but not with
Yeah.
CBD in it.
Okay, yeah. I don't know if that did, but the coffee for sure did. It was
Okay.
like a stroop
Was it a
waffle
latte or-
CBD something. It was-
Oh, a street waffle. I really
I had an Americano because, milk and black people.
Yeah.
But that was a good time. Don't hit. God damn.
Got him.
That's exactly what coffee makes me do.
But
I'm
up until
lactose
that,
intolerant.
it was more so just denying that the storm was going to do anything significant to my life. And here we are with it not doing anything significant to my life. So I'm thankful for good, lesser severe weather. Put it
I
like
was about to say, I'm glad it didn't hit. It really hit.
Yeah, it's cold as shit in Texas right now. Like 25 degrees outside.
Yeah.
As we speak.
And the city shut down.
That is insane. Well, not all of the city.
Texas.
No, it's actually back bumping now.
What'd you say, Todd?
Oh, it's 25 degrees and we don't
have the immunity of not going to work anymore, and that's why it's like, okay, because we've been working from home since the pandemic, so it's like, who cares? If
I
it's
still
slow
had
there or
client
not?
meetings
Niggas-
right
them
before the
people still
pod.
want you to do
Yeah,
that.
that's a fact.
That's the only downfall for remote meetings. They're like, okay, cool. As long as does your internet still work? Is your power on?
Right.
Yeah.
Log
Go
on.
ahead and log on.
It's like, hey, someone broke in my house. Is your Wi-Fi still work? Is your router okay?
Cool, great.
All right, cool. We have a 12 o'clock. Can you hop on just for a second, man? It's just really
Luckily, I do. My job's a little more romantic to where they're not tracking my every move.
You're romantic?
Yeah.
What do you mean?
He's an escort, actually.
It's kind of like
my job's a little more romantic.
Yeah. Well, like whereas like the military is very, like y'all like to be on time,
regimented.
And, like regimented,
you mean like poetic?
It's more poetic,
I got
romantic. It's there's some trust that I'm going to do my work with or without you
romanticization
or watching me if I'm doing it.
So, just so you know, in the military, like I said, I've been teleworking for the last 2 years, and that's the way I lead. I judge you on your production, not on your time. I don't believe in management by sight.
Yeah.
So,
Hey, just one quick note about work before we leave it. The passive shade that your coworkers throw, or just anybody, micro.
I love a micro.
That's one of the worst.
Oh my gosh! And be like, hey, I know you're out sick, and I hope you feel better. That report that you
that ain't even micro.
that's direct
at that point.
That report that you sent out last week.
Massive aggression.
Could you please?
where is it at?
That's rude. Yeah, my daddy passed away.
Dub, how was your week?
But do you gotta?
Wait, what?
I'm saying like.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't even.
Bro,
matter.
I thought you were breaking the news to us. Like, I'm like, whoa, hold on.
No more bombs.
Exactly.
The last time. We had some bombs.
Dub, you got anything you want to?
I mean, my week is golden. I got to tell you, gentlemen, for the last 2 weeks of being retired and really doing nothing, I call this my sabbatical tour. So thank you all for being a part of this and letting me come out here. So I told the wife, hey, I'm probably going to take a sabbatical tour. I said a year. She looked at me crazy. So I had to back it down to 6 months. So I think I got 90 days locked in. So I'm 2 weeks into that 90 days. When I tell you, I'm waking up every day and I have nothing, no report hanging over my head. No, I got to get this job. Every day feels like a weekend. I lost track of, was it Friday? Was it Saturday? I lost track. So, getting to grow the beard out a little bit.
There you go.
I'm trying to up my beard game, just change completely different.
Come on,
this man's serum or oil or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. He was giving me some pointers there. You know what I mean? Hey, bro. Hey, the beard looks fabulous, though.
Thank you.
No hate. The beard looks fabulous. So, again, for my week, it's just been a lot of binge watching, things of that nature. Not a whole lot. So
you enjoying this retirement life, huh?
Fucking ecstatic.
Yes.
I am enjoying it.
28 years will do that for you.
Huh?
What have you been watching?
Really, why women kill.
Okay. I've heard of that. What's it about?
So again, it takes you through 3 generations of this house that couples move into. Yeah. So like the 1960s, the 1980s, and like the 1990s. Yeah. And each time somebody dies in the house, and it's centered around the women and some of the things. So you had one traditional, funny, we're going to talk about the tradition, but the traditional household and where the male was the predominant and she was doing everything for her husband and everything like that. And he still
foreshadowing.
Still went out there and cheated. And, so why did he have to die and all that? Yeah. Then you had the next one, living the what was that? The traditional marriage, the expensive socialites and all that. But actually, the man was gay in the closet type, and kind of how that came about. And then the last one was more like 2019, where you had the open marriage type deal. So they had the male and the female. They were married, but she was predominantly bi and went both ways. So they allowed to go see each other, and she
sounds like a good time.
Yeah, so she had be careful what you wish for.
What is the show in the network? How are we watching?
Paramount.
One more subscription.
Hey, don't they get you? They tease you with literally.
Netflix went up this week. Did y'all get the email?
Yes,
Netflix said, "Hey, brother,
are y'all sticking with it?
Another $1.50."
Well, did you see the ad that they put out with all those new movies that are coming out this year?
Who went up?
Netflix.
Oh, they did?
The membership $2.
After a while, I just like,
whatever. It's on autopilot.
Yeah, whatever. They get you.
They have the rights for Knives Out, too. Did y'all see Knives Out? The first Knives Out? Yeah, great movie.
Yeah, had your boy in it, of course.
Oh, yeah, Daniel Craig. Come on now. Who y'all think is going to be the next James Bond?
Not Idris.
I hope somebody black.
I think they're talking. He's in talks now.
I hope so, because they've
Y'all
been
think
talking
he's
about
too
this
old?
for at least. I mean, nah, because we had. I mean, maybe.
Well, they try to say that like, oh, we have a long waiting list of people who have been up in line to the throne to be James Bond.
You got to put your British.
We
to
hadn't
play
even-
James Bond.
to play James
Sit along
Bond.
He is a handsome man,
But
a very stylish man.
Which one?
Classic man, Idris.
Oh, I mean, yeah.
Everything that he plays in.
I think a lot of
I just don't see a black James Bond in my lifetime.
Did you see the movie The Harder They Fall?
Yes, of course. Bro.
Amazing, outstanding, right?
I saw it. Yeah, I've seen it like 4 times at this point.
Like a great black Western film.
I mean, this.
Yes, that was great.
Yes, you remember that one?
Yeah, it's a good one.
Or did you? Or you just driving?
No. What you, Nick? And then he said, Nick and poop.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, Nick and Poop.
That was the line. He's like, well,
I ain't
how
your
you-
Nick and Poop.
Yeah, how you know he wasn't going to say Nick and poop? Well,
Yeah.
I ain't nobody Nick and poop. Yeah. Classic. But, oh, yeah, I had it. Now, why you looking at me?
I'm quick with the blam blams.
You sitting there, asked me, did I see that? You looked at me like, oh, you saw that? How you do that, man?
Because you the OG.
Yeah, okay.
catch the vibes. Don't
You got married.
I'm trying to play you.
You got married when I was born.
Wow. Okay. Hey, listen.
Crossfire will happen.
It's still going strong, baby. It's okay. It's okay. Still going strong. It's still going strong.
Black love.
Yeah, exactly. Black love.
that was a 9.
Black love. Yeah, that is fine.
That's a nine.
You know what I mean?
And speaking of black love and just black in general, we got to.
Oh man, it's early February.
Yes, we are in February, Black History Month, but it needs to be Black History Year and just Black History and Black Future Day every day. All right. Shout out to Kanye, who is introducing that concept or reiterating that new concept. Right, Todd? The Black Future Month, new concept that he's introducing and trying to get everybody to get behind. I like that.
I love the
vibe with
idea, the vessel in which we receive the idea for someone who did not
messengers.
have the black future at mind. Not a sheer year and a half ago.
That is true.
It's very interesting to me. I'm just glad Kanye is a little blacker than he was a year
Yes.
and a half ago.
And notice
right.
when it happened with his separation from his
From
spouse.
that
Bingo.
black woman.
All of a
I won't
sudden,
even call her a
he's
white
back.
woman.
Did y'all like Donda? Donda too? Or Donda?
The first Donda was all right. I haven't played it since the week I listened to it.
The second Donda was supposed to come out, I think, a few days ago, but
And I would like
gonna postpone
it's
it.
Divested.
Oh wait, it's supposed to come out yesterday, huh?
yeah.
Or 2 days. Yeah, you're
Yeah.
right.
He's
2 days
re-recording
ago,
it in
yeah.
a stadium, I think.
Oh no, he said 2/22.
Oh, okay. All right. Cool. All right.
we
Well,
still
I'm
got
looking
some
forward to that. I'm a huge
Me
Kanye
too.
music fan.
He's a stan.
Chicago, he's supposed to be doing something in a few days, actually. Which
Shout out
is
to Chicago. Anybody from Chicago
Chocolate
on
City.
set?
Oh,
No?
hi, just me.
No.
Thank you.
Just you.
That's all. That's why I know those facts.
Oh, you okay? Yeah.
Hey, we
why
got
I
a
like
new
this
segment that we want to introduce called Word of the Day by the Dictionary, huh?
Hey, man.
Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Y'all like that
so-
play on words? What do we call it? Alliteration?
Alliteration is definitely what it's called.
Not the dictionary, but the Dictionary.
Hey,
all
that's
right,
nice.
Darian Dixon, Dixon Dynasty.
Legacy.
Listen,
Legacy.
one more.
Your word. You know what I'm saying?
What is today's word of the day? Educate the folks. Educate the people.
I'm gonna call an audible. I had a word that was
I
really good
love
and really
words.
topical, but I'm gonna switch it out. I'm gonna call an audible because it's a challenge, in fact, to all of us brothers right now.
Okay.
I want to challenge all of us. It's Black History and or Black Future Month.
Black Future
If you choose
Month.
to invest into that idea, which I actually did. We didn't really talk about it, but I like the idea of celebrating our past and our future and our present. Right? Let's not just talk about our fallen soldiers, but our current. Right? So
Yeah.
I dig the idea conceptually.
Right.
But in respect of that, I want to challenge us, for no reason declared, I want to challenge us to not use the N-word.
Oh yeah.
I want to
That's
challenge
the
us.
what? That's your word of the day?
No. My word of the day is a replacement for that.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Okay.
okay.
It's twofold. So we can say either the word ninja, it's easy, we can remember that, or it's this one,
that's
and this
karate.
isn't even so much as saying it, but there's a word that there's a couple, I can't even take credit for, a couple of MCs who've used this word before that enlightened me to it. The word niggas. Do y'all know what niggas,
Niggas?
Negus means?
I've seen the word.
Do you
I've
know what
seen
it means?
people say it. No.
Okay, so it actually roughly, not even roughly, like quite accurately, translates to king, sovereign king. In fact,
Oh,
of
Negus.
Ethiopia.
Yes.
So Negus, it's in fact, it's a term of royalty, right? I wouldn't even encourage us to use that because then even that can be taken in. But that's just the word of the day. Negus is. We use language in such an interesting way where we say things colloquially. We say it so so naturally that we don't even realize sometimes the words we say have such power, and we don't even realize the power in it. So that's today's word of the day. But I would encourage us to not use the word that the way we normally use it, and instead use something else. I'm gonna say ninja because I say the N word a lot. I'm gonna be honest, from Greensboro, Texas. So that's today's word of the day.
I like that C word that you used earlier. Colloquially. Oh, I don't even know how you.
Colloquially, yeah.
What does that mean?
So colloquially, it's like it's how someone refers to something in your environment, your sphere, locally. It's how something's referred to in your lexicon, in your language, in your world.
Yeah. Actually, do you think that the actual phoneticism of that word actually means like colloquially? That's interesting. And
like the fact that local is in there
to actually being a word with a QUI.
So that's how you pronounce it, colloquially?
Colloquially.
Colloquial. Okay.
Colloquially.
Dino, take us into news. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, all right. So, as we stated before, happy Black Future Month, and shout out to our past, our present, who are developing the future. You like how I did that?
Yeah, we love it.
Go. Rihanna and ASAP had a baby.
Not yet. Let's be fair.
Oh, having a baby.
Wow. See how it works?
Look at that.
Fast the news travels, baby.
Rumors. All right.
It was a mistake.
It was a mistake.
Again, same way that we feel about how the vessel. It's the vessel on this one. We're excited about the news.
It's a sad day for Drake, ain't it?
Yeah.
I have nothing to do with that.
Yeah. Well, actually, I think a Drake and Rihanna baby would have been strange looking.
You think so?
He got a big head.
I was going to say the nigga
And she do too.
The niggas has a big cranium.
Yeah.
Yeah. This going to be a hard one.
Hey, I'm still riding with the I'm still riding with the Navy, especially over the Beehive. But we can talk about that another day.
All right.
Locally,
then you just don't care.
Nick Cannon spreading his seed. We fucking with it or not?
I'm excited for him having children, especially in the wake
the
of
news
his prior child passing. So I'm excited for him.
The thing is, it's just with every one of them is nearly with another woman.
Yeah,
right? That's the only thing for me.
Thank you for.
He's having a great time.
At this point,
that's a sweet deal.
It's the vessel,
man. I looked up his latest prospective baby mama, and I'm like, damn, she fine.
No, I mean, there's a lot. I mean, look at his roster.
Yeah.
But here's the problem:
all them Wild 'N Out did him good.
None of them are. How do you follow Wild 'N Out models? All of them.
How do you follow up Mariah Carey? Of course, you about to have
after like hit, fire. After hit.
Yeah, like you got.
There's no your bars.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean,
it's like infinity.
Do you know what we're talking about? Old school.
I'm tracking.
You know who Nick Cannon is, right?
Stop, man. You got one more time over here. That's okay.
It's amazing.
The reason why that one is universally disrespectful.
Look how you treat this guest, right? How do you say?
What are you talking about? I treated you to dinner.
Hey, listen. How do you say don't come back without saying don't come back? Right? Just throw shots.
I'm welcome everywhere.
Hey, but here's the deal. So as I'm listening to y'all talking and all that, the only thing that's running through my mind, great. I mean, I talk, look at his roster, look at the lineup and things of that nature. But I'm thinking, the raising of the child and how that nucleus and being a father, that male figure, you just can't stress yourself around that much. That then you may have on a couple of days. Hey, look, I'm biased. I've been in my children's life all 30 years since they've been on earth, 28, 25, right? Yeah. So they have not known, not having a dad. And, they go to school and all that, or when their friends would come over, they look at me in amazement like I was a museum fixture. That's your dad? He actually lives here with you? And they looking at him like, yeah, why not? So I guess I look at it, the male in me, the ego in me, wow, look at the roster, look at the lineup. But the father in me looks at, man, how can he properly, or, and that's all subjective. I know you got money, I know you can do all those things, but again, that time that's taken away because you have all those kids. And then what message are you sending them?
Do we know how many kids Nick Cannon has?
I lost count around 5.
Because what's the message that you're sending? Because if you're raising sons, what's the message that you're sending? If you're raising daughters, you know what I'm saying?
Todd, can we find out how many kids Nick Cannon has?
So, he has
7 kids.
That's not included in the news.
So one more on the way.
Let's think about the message that he is sending them. What is that message?
What is the message? Sending? That's a good question. Yeah.
What do y'all think that message sends his children?
That I'm trying to spread my legacy. I mean, it's all dependent on how he delivers that. I wanted
to make in respect to my brother having the floor was the one thing again is that he has all these children, spreading the seed, all that, but none of these women are his. Right, he hasn't invested in a relationship or a commitment with any one of these.
Well, he doesn't believe in a monogamous relationship.
But true, right? But even in what he does believe in, you can make commitments.
I didn't know that was. He claimed that. He claimed that.
Right. Yeah.
We're assuming
he doesn't believe in marriage anymore.
Oh, that's what he said?
He doesn't believe in marriage anymore, or being. Yeah. He believes in just cultivating a relationship without the binds and confinement of a marriage.
That being so, right? There are still I don't know, right? I need to get some validation on what his beliefs are, but I'm just saying, even from the perspective of you can believe in, I don't want no wife. I want to have 10 wives. I believe in free love or whatever we want to call it, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Even under those auspices, him having 7 children, 1 on the way, is saying something. So my question, I guess, is to each of you: what do you believe that's saying? To me, the first thing I guess that I catch note of is, he doesn't want to have any single relationship with any one of these women. So he is coming from a perspective of, I am of the means to reproduce. I love having children. I can build my legacy, my name. I can do this. So I want to, and as long as people want to do this with me, I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
that actually ties in directly into what we're going to be talking about today.
Yeah.
Traditional relationships versus modern relationships. All right, and just the whole construct that comes with both, and how we perceive both, and what it means to society, and through a societal lens.
This is interesting.
So
it's going to be.
Yeah. So through extensive research, we came to the conclusion of what's the word? The C word that I'm looking for.
Colloquialism?
No.
Today's third word of the day is colloquialism.
A compilation of a myriad of definitions.
Okay.
So traditional marriages involve individuals who hold traditional views about the roles of men and women in relationships. So the participants are highly interdependent and believe in concepts such as the man as breadwinner and woman as caretaker of children. All right. Mm-hmm. So with that said, I open up the floor. Like, do you like this definition of traditional relationships? And would you like to expound or expand the definition of traditional relationships?
Because it's something that I caught on really early. I'm of a certain ilk where I do yield to my OGs still. A lot of people don't have protocol and code these days. So I want to hear from my brother right here how you would define, or if you would agree with that definition, anything you would change, or like what you feel a traditional relationship means to you. So
a couple of things on that. And I kind of mentioned, anytime I hear the word tradition, I kind of bristle a little bit because tradition, you think about, to me, that's 10, 20, 30 years ago. Yeah. And, do we want to be living like we were living 10, 20, 30 years ago? So I understand the importance of tradition and all that. So getting to your specific question on the definition, let's say this. I don't disagree with it, but I'm not, bonded to it.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? Because again, when we look at the tradition early on, because of, my age and how I was raised, kind of that's what you saw. Which is funny, right? Because here's the role of the man, here's the role of the woman. But I got to tell you, I really didn't have a man in my household to show me what a man was. So had a mom and three sisters, right? So tradition for me, the mom played the man and the woman and things of that nature. Yeah. So right now I'm trying to figure this thing out. And, I think in the nature of being a man, at least for me anyway, is providing security and financial stability for my family, right? Mm-hmm. And my wife kind of looked at me towards that, but she's very independent on her own and all that. And I'm comfortable with, and for at least 5 to 6 years, my wife has pulled in more income than me, right? Your financial income still doesn't establish the rules of the relationship. And I think that's where everybody get it twisted, whether you're male or female. So again, just kind of wrap up. I don't disagree with the definition, you know what I mean, from a societal standpoint and how we grew up. But again, I'm not wedded to it, that, hey, we have to follow it. And that's why I appreciate the youth, right?
Yeah.
For everything. So as the OG, we can give y'all guidance and wisdom, but as the youth, y'all push the envelope. Y'all do things carry it forward. Yeah. So I would always be respectful of the youthful opinion and not, you don't know anything, just sit down and shut up and all that, and wait your turn and wait your time. So that's just my thoughts.
Respect. Respect.
Bradley, you want to chime in?
I run by the beat of my own drum, so I completely.
What does the concept of traditional relationships mean to you? Like what are some characteristics that are tied to
assumptions about the children that come out of that relationship and how they should be taught about something?
Okay,
because we've just put a big emphasis on just we had a prime example. That was a great way to open up this conversation. We looked at how your relationship is going to affect the people around you. As a matter of fact, just the baseline here is that unless somebody is doing something to harm someone, everybody should be liberated to do whatever they would like to do.
Yeah.
So we brought in the subject of harm to something that is a product of your relationship, right? And I think that traditional relationships looked at what is commonly, expected of your offspring and then made up a model, right, of what they should witness throughout their life. And I feel like a lot of people, in sake of their own emotions, their own commitments to their own being, model that to make something for the children. But I'm like, well, if you don't want the children to go through what you went through either, why would you do that?
Did you have both parents growing up?
Yeah. So, yes, my parents were also married when they had me, too, if we just want to brag about irrelevant things.
Black love,
family, nuclear.
There you go.
I feel like my parents, two very untraditional people, got married. But my father is deceased. He passed before I could turn 5 years old.
Yeah. Sorry to hear that.
So I got to see a traditional marriage. I also know the history of the marriage before I showed up.
Yeah,
which
was like
under the guise of a traditional marriage that didn't work because two individuals. Well, it was working. Clearly, they were still married.
Yeah.
But two people make a child, me, this wonderful person, out of that. But in retrospect, I'm like, damn, y'all had to suffer through trying to make this happen.
Yeah, to make me. Yeah, I feel. Yeah,
I've always not gonna do nothing traditional. So
I've always viewed traditional relationships as the father or the father figure in the household being identified as the man of the house, being quote unquote the breadwinner, meaning that they are the one bringing in the income to sustain the house. And then further along with the entity and the concept of sustaining the house, the mother being at the house, taking care of all of the chores and upkeeping and nurturing of everybody within the household, whether that be the children or
the nester.
Right, exactly, the nester. And taking care of home and not necessarily traditionally having a job and being employed. All right. And then when father comes home, that's when mother kind of takes over the house, but the father has the bigger say. And so
I really meant to mention something totally that flips that whole concept on top of his head that I've experienced. I'm so sorry.
No, go ahead.
Big detail. My dad was retired before I was born. So I had the traditional experience, but the roles were flipped. We went to go pick up my mom from work. My dad stayed home.
Really?
Yeah.
So that kind of ties into modern relationships.
Yeah, but I guess it's still the same thing. It's just the gender of the people were. Yeah, the gender of the people doing the things were different.
So let's get into what modern relationships are, right?
One quick question, though.
Yeah, go ahead.
Because even that raises a point. Is that not still a traditional relationship? Yeah. If they're still, the model's still the same, but you just kind of flip the roles a little bit.
Well, peep the definition of modern relationships.
Well, hold on, real quick. Because that's Webster.
Well, I guess that kind of makes sense.
This isn't Webster.
Let him present modern first.
Yeah.
So it might actually transform.
It ties into what your question is. So modern relationships.
Scratch the question. I just want to get into make the point that where the definition for traditional comes from, because where we are and where our perspective comes from, perspective on topic news and shit, is definitely Judeo-Christian. We're all African Americans who come from a certain part of the United States of America, Western civilization. So our traditional is not everyone's traditional. That's why I just want to say where that comes from. We're, this definition, whether it's Webster's or whomever, is coming from a particular perspective.
African diaspora.
You know what I'm saying? So we have to kind of define that because not everyone's traditional is the same.
Dig.
Bingo.
Modern.
Now, modern relationships make their own rules. So they break free from the stereotypical roles of relationships and marriage and define their own coupledom. Coupledom?
Coupledom.
I've never seen that word before.
Coupledom. Well, that sounds kind of.
Listen.
So more open to polygamy.
Tina Turner was going to bust out.
Right.
We don't need another.
So they're more open to polygamy, unmarried, and living together, cohabitation. Both working parents, sharing chores, women being the breadwinners. And so in Bradley's example, technically, by definition,
that's a vast
that would kind of fall into a.
My daddy was still the breadwinner. He was retired. He had a constant one too.
Yeah, check.
So then, why was your mother working at the time then? Just because to bring extra income?
Extra income.
Yeah. Yes.
And retired military too. Just want to add that part in.
Say it again.
Retired military.
Oh, there you go. Shout out.
Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
Yeah. I just say thank you right back to them. Like, thank you for your service, because I definitely don't want to be a bagger at a grocery store and or janitorial work. Or
here's the thing. Okay, one thing. I
didn't see married there.
Unmarried. It says unmarried.
Okay, so this is married versus unmarried.
Right. So
is that pretty much what
executing certain relationship checkpoints before marriage, and not necessarily committing to marriage. And so that's that's how we segue from the Nick Cannon thing, right? Because Nick Cannon hasn't been right. He's spreading the seed and not necessarily believing in the concept of marriage or the bonds of marriage through a government statute, if you will.
He's been married before, though, right? Was he married?
Mariah Carey,
of course.
Married to her?
That was his wife.
He was,
Facts.
I wonder whose agreement that was. Hers.
Mariah. She was. Mariah was the general in that.
Mariah is a lawyer. At this point,
Mariah was definitely calling the shots.
She understands the contracts, baby. I don't think either one of them probably wanted to be like legally united together. I think Mariah wanted to make sure that her money was legally united.
Of course, this woman has the biggest selling Christmas album of all time.
Even though Nick is rich too, actually.
That's a fact.
That's the gag.
He owns Nickelodeon.
Let me turn this to you, Dalian, and put this in your court, Dub. So, like from your perspective and from your lens, seeing us millennials and Gen Zers and all and whatever the new generation is, right? I think they're called Gen AZ or something of that nature.
I have no idea what we call them.
Just seeing us all run rapid and trying to figure out life and through the relationship spectrum. What does that look like for you? Are you amazed by what we're doing? Are you kind of flabbergasted by it? Are you disappointed?
So not disappointed. And again, because one of my sons lived like 5 minutes away from me, so I look at his relationship.
Is your older or younger son?
Younger one. Trials and tribulations. Mm-hmm. Then we have a fewer mentees that we kind of mentor and work with and all that about your age, and you kind of watch that. So actually, for me, I'm empowered, right? I'm looking and seeing, because again, and maybe it's part of that, me being in the military, very regimented and all that, going through tradition, being very conservative, where I look at y'all and just say, hey, I'm going to live my life. I'm not going to be bounded and restricted by what society said I should do. I'm okay with, living my truth and being who I am. Mm-hmm. But I've always been, different in the way I looked at things. So if it's working for you, right? So one thing, being in a relationship for 30 years have told me, like I said, everybody got their own stuff.
Yeah.
Whether it's traditional, non-traditional, this is that,
whatever
another.
it is, yeah.
Everybody got their own bag, their own issues, their own things behind those closed doors, right?
Yeah.
You can look and say, oh, look, they were the perfect couple and all that. Don't know what's going on behind closed doors. So me and my wife learned to not judge, right? Because that tricky thing about the heart, right? We know logically what we should do and not do. But when you really start getting into emotions and you really become connected to a person and love a person like that, it's a reason why they made the song is a thin line between love and hate, right? You know what I mean? Because you see all the time, oh my God, in a fit of rage, they did some terrible things that you would have never thought they would done, right? Yeah. So for me, I hold no judgment towards, the millennials and how they choose to conduct themselves, because y'all still trying to figure it out. Y'all still is that version of the 60s and the 70s of free love and things.
There's no holds barred.
Exactly. That's what you see. And to y'all, it's
no rules.
Exactly. No rules. There's no connection. It was a thing, got it, didn't hit off and things of that nature. Now, what made me be concerned is as y'all become a little older, 30s, 40s, 50 y'all move forward, what is that going to look like? How are you going to raise your children? How are you going to keep the culture, our race, and how are you going to keep that moving along? So that's what I'm interested in. But as far as being judgmental or things of that nature, I applaud your energy, right? I applaud your energy, your ingenuity, and things of that nature that you want to do, even when it comes to those relationships. So I know for me and sometimes my wife, we can learn a thing or two where, not being all stuffy, uptight, and things of that nature. Yeah. So, but like I said again,
that takes an open mind and a willing heart.
Yes.
To kind of be open to. Just a quick reaction to that, my brother, is like, okay, hearing that, the first thing that came to mind is that this whole traditional versus modern, I feel like by that definition, by that definition, none of us really technically fit into a traditional paradigm, right?
Well, according to my peers, that Sam and I have a traditional relationship. We followed the blueprint of what a traditional relationship looks like, as far as relationship, then going into the engagement phase, and then marriage, and then having a baby. And
but
then,
there's some deviation from that definition for all four of us.
Yeah, I would agree with my brother over there. So again, and that's what I'm saying. Sometimes we look at those definitions and they try to pigeonhole you and all that because it makes sense, right? Yeah. It's easy to remember. So here's what the traditional is. Here's not traditional and all that. But I would say, knowing you and Sam and Team Thomas and all that, I say you're everything but a traditional relationship. Do you have the markings and the makings what appears to be a traditional relationship? But I mean, the way y'all communicate, the way y'all show love for one another, and those things right there that just uncommon. It's not like, hey, here's your role. I'm Zendraanthropus. You will do this, and I will do that. Right? Yeah. I don't see that coming out of y'all unless you're putting on a hell of a show. You know what I mean?
And we were shacking up, and we lived together before marriage too.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's placed upon us, and sometimes in society we can be very, very judgmental. But I think, as you said over there, live your truth. If it's working for you, but again, if you're going to be in a relationship, if it's working for you all. Because that's the only thing I would slightly disagree with you on, because you said, hey, if it's working for you, live your truth. But I'm like, hey, but if you're going to be in a relationship, is it working for us?
For us.
Is it working for us? Because if it's only one way, then it's not working. So I kind of figured that's what you meant. But again, it's just for a point of clarity.
Yeah, the opposite would be not being in a relationship.
Yeah, exactly.
If you're going to choose a relationship, it would have to work.
No, that's real. That's real. Yeah. I mean, one thing I'm thinking about as you say that, all of us, again, I statements. Would you agree that we all come from, what I'm hearing is like what JT, you said, it has kind of the makings and it looks like traditional, but when you really dig into it, there are some deviations from that paradigm. We all agree. But what he has is a traditional baseline. He has a traditional foundation. I think we all probably have a traditional foundation. We've all been to church. He's wearing a cross on his neck. We all have certain, again, Judeo-Christian ideologies. We have certain baseline that we sprang up from, grew from a traditional perspective. And there are deviations. We're all living our truth. But that foundation is pretty important to speak to, because there are people who came up right now. I know children who are born with no religion in the house whatsoever. They've never heard a single Bible verse or anything from the Quran. Like, they've never heard of any of these stories or any of these people. So,
Bradley, are you single?
Yes, currently single. Correct.
Okay, so what relationship category would you prefer? Like a traditional relationship,
like with his booski,
like where it's just a monogamous relationship and you're kind of following the traditional path to marriage, and then eventually having kids, however you want to have those, right? Or are you more so leaning on the modern side, whereas there's no rules and you define your own rules and your own boundaries and your own path forward and upward?
Yeah, so there is nothing traditional that'll.
So modern category for sure.
I'm prepared for nothing to happen in a traditional stance or mold of any sort.
Yeah.
I don't expect to meet people that would even want to be in that situation. I do value and covet the art of marriage. I call it art intentionally. Y'all can take that how you want. The art of marriage and mastery of marriage. I think that is an admirable thing. Yeah, it is something that you have to
you got to work at it.
Yeah,
it is an art. It's a skill to be had. That is a fact.
And I find that interesting and something that I do want to experience in my lifetime, and hopefully making that a forever thing.
So
However, what's up?
No. I was just going to add in there. So one of the things to think about, and it just hit me, our need to, bond, our need to, because some of the things I think about some of my friends, and actually we had this conversation. It's like, look, I don't want to be 50, 60 and alone, right? Yeah. I don't want to be these things, and our need to have our need to have that team or building towards something as a unit, our need to gather and connect. So as we look at this traditional versus non-traditional and things of that nature, because why do you think everybody does get married? Or the art,
it boils down to the same thing.
Or the art of marriage and things of that nature.
Why would you want to work at that art?
I think it's
for companionship.
It's ethically and morally correct, and it's tied into how you feel and how you.
It's a biological.
I was about to say, well, hold on, that was kind of loaded though. You said ethically and morally correct. What do you mean?
Well, to them, I mean, it's tied to like their sense of purpose and sense of feeling like how should I word this?
Requirement? You mean?
Yeah. I'm trying to
not necessarily a requirement or a checklist that they have to complete, but something that makes them feel like that they're doing the right thing.
I mean, I see if I don't know if this is where you're going, but I know like we had a conversation about just like Disney and how it's bred into you that little girls, I'm raising a daughter, that you're supposed to find your prince and be rescued, let him save you from the fool. And he could be the abusive beast and somehow still he's your savior. Like shut up and go drink tea. Like, you know what I'm saying? And this is what we're supposed to teach our daughters is what you want.
Go talk to that lamp.
Yeah. Don't come up.
That movie was about that.
It was terrible. Like, yo, no. And now, of course, there's like this wave of all the princesses are kicking ass and everything. But I guess from what I'm kind of feeling, what you're putting down is like, I guess me hearing that we have the power to shift that paradigm.
The concept of marriage isn't necessarily being passed down anymore. Hence why millennials and Gen Z and generations, so on and so forth, aren't necessarily prioritizing that phase of their life anymore.
So
that's why we're kind of running rapid.
Yeah. But I would say the institution of marriage, right? Because marriage is an institution, right? To me, it's something that's pushed by the government. It's favored agreement. But again, that companionship and that partnership, at least again, I think you do want that companion and partnership. You don't want those hard written rules, but the institution of marriage, you know what I mean? The government, they set up, hey, if you're married, you file as a couple, it's great. If you file independently, we harm you. So all those things.
I would say incentivize the institution. That's a fact.
They incentivize the institution of marriage, but I think from a standpoint of, like I said again, what I admire about you, that you are not beholden to that institution, right? Yeah. But I think there's still something there. You're still seeking that companionship.
Yeah, I think that's an inherent, innate thing that's within us that we have to seek.
One of our best friend couples, and I don't doubt they'll never get married.
Yeah.
But
I know where you're going.
And it's not like I'm rooting for them to get married or not or whatever.
Whatever you want, love.
Yeah, whatever you want.
Fact.
I think you brought up an interesting point about the institution of marriage incentivizing marriage.
Yeah.
I think there is, and I have witnessed on several occasions, couples who have been incentivized by their love already, that there's no other anything that could ever reconfirm or even trump them the feeling that they have based off of their companionship. Yeah. And so I think for me, I just had a dawning here that this is not a conversation about traditional versus non-traditional marriages. Right. It's about marriage or not.
I thought you were going to go a little deeper.
Okay.
I thought you were going to say, or relationships. Right?
Yeah, relationships.
Really ultimately about relationships and how do we define those relationships? Because sometimes, again, you may think, hey, you don't want the marriage thing, one or the other.
Romantic relationships
and all that, and thinking you're progressive and all that, but then you go out, because the pressure of our society that we're in, right here in the Western society, and you go and all that. Oh, you not married and all that. Oh, girl, he ain't put no ring on it or whatever.
There's the pressure.
So the pressure, even though you may be cool with it, so it takes real strong individuals to say, hey, that I'm not. It just depends on where you want to spend your time, where you want to spend your energy.
And that's I keep trying to bring us into the compound of the characteristics of the relationships, right? So both working parents, are y'all fucking with it or not?
Both parents?
Both
Yes.
parents?
You're both parents?
Oh, yeah.
What do you mean?
I'm there.
Like,
just-
but like, or not necessarily parents, but both people in a relationship working.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
good.
hell
Listen, I'm
yeah.
good.
I come from
In a traditional relationship, that
Didn't happen.
It,
I'm
right,
good.
it
No,
didn't
the
happen.
man's the
Right.
breadwinner, the woman's the homemaker.
I understand that for
Or
y'all, it is
vice versa.
subjective. Yeah, because we're getting into it. Because I'm tired of the whole PC fucking answers right now.
Yeah, yeah.
All right,
Wait,
so
all right,
we're gonna
what
get
was the
straight
question?
into it. I'm sparking it now.
Hey,
What was the
listen.
question?
So, traditional versus
wasn't
modern.
PC, that was
When it comes to working, right? In traditional, it's one parent working, one is at the house.
Yeah.
In modern, it can be either or.
I've heard women say
usually
they
in a
refuse to pay a
traditional
bill.
in a traditional relationship, usually it's the man working, woman staying home
That
and
shit-
doing the
but that
dishes,
shit ain't-
chores, and
but
all of
we ain't
that.
been traditional for fucking that shit. Ain't
Modern,
You know, that's,
just
that's
stay
no,
with me.
That's no
Stay
longer
with me,
existing.
Dub.
Okay.
In modern, both parents equally share work and chores.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or-
So which one are you? Are you? Which one applies to your relationship, Dub? And then which one are you actually fucking with in today's
kinda
lens?
same.
Like I said, modern. Like I said, I love my wife going out working and all
Y'all
that.
both working, huh?
Because we can get more shit.
Yeah,
Right.
cool.
It help.
Did you pick that up from y'all's parents?
No, I just had my mom. And
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, parents as in your parent and hers.
no, like I said, so my.
God damn, you trying to be all super?
No, I'm not trying to be all super. No, hell no, I didn't pick it on her. Her mom was the primary work in the house. Her daddy running around. My daddy running around.
Oh, okay. So y'all only had your mamas. All right, cool. If you said that, then man, my bad. I didn't have my listen.
Hey, I keep saying that you put me on the spot. Man.
Hey,
So
don't
I
long
mean,
winded.
Listen, I'm not going to even. Well, first of all, I don't believe in this whole binary traditional modern.
I know, exactly, right?
Then why you here?
Hey, listen, don't put baby in the box.
binary ass.
Don't
Oh my
put baby in the
gosh.
box,
I live in
right?
the box. I'm too.
Think about our listeners, the ones that are
They're
trying
not square either.
to.
Our listeners are.
Yeah, but okay,
but
but
hold on, follow me here. So for me, I think it goes
He not
back
even
to
gonna
what we
answer the
talked about
question.
earlier. What's the question? Restate the question to make sure I answer it. Let's make sure I answer it.
Listen,
Hands up, don't
Yeah, I
shoot.
forgot the question
What's the
already.
question?
That's
No,
what
I remember, but I want to make sure I answer it.
the
to his
category of
liking, to
working
his liking.
in for each relationship.
Got it. Okay.
got it.
So for me, it goes back to what I was just about to say. I'm really of the keen mind that, in keen sense, to define your own coupledom.
Yeah.
Is the word you were looking for. I think what we
Thanks for
wanted.
making me sound retarded.
No,
That's a bad word.
yeah, we don't say that. It's
Stupid. Illiterate.
You got it, brother. You sound intelligent. You is kind. You is beautiful.
smart.
You is smart. You is smart.
Oh, that was corny.
Black. Nothing. Yeah, you. So, Pete, for me, I think it's really important that
You are so old.
that we have.
I'm tired. Hey, listen. I'm tired of these drive-bys, man. You keep taking shots at me. You keep
That's what they are. They're full on drive.
That's full frontal assault.
drive-by.
He gaslights.
Exactly. Get on, come on, man.
Yeah, hey, he's sneaking him left
Now
and
we
right.
spicing things up. Come on now.
Hey.
So check
Felt
it
like I
real
was on
quick.
Oprah right before. God damn.
You picked this up therapeutic ass.
Hey, listen, somebody needs
group
a hug.
therapy. Yeah, that's facts.
Somebody needs a hug.
Don't hug me.
I wasn't gonna hug you.
Okay. Yeah, you stay your ass over there.
Hey, Sam.
To our listeners, this is not how you treat your elderly.
No respect. Goddamn. That's how you treat his guests, right?
You're not a guest.
Could you
Oh, okay, I
imagine
got
having Darren on your soundboard at church?
I did that. Oh, that's a good story, actually.
You said what?
I was
Having
on.
Darren on the soundboard at
So
church
I was on the.
with these same sound effects he
I
used for
was
whatever.
on the media ministry.
I said the Lord.
I'm no longer there, as we can see.
Clearly.
I'm here now.
Did you have a position in church?
I was on the media ministry for my church. I'm not going to say.
Not the media.
I don't want to say the church because I don't want them to like look at this some kind of way because
Now that's traditional right there.
no, actually my church isn't. Anyway, y'all trying to throw me off.
Back to your answer.
Thank you, brother. Thank
There you go. Come on,
My
bring it on
brother's
back
keeper.
in. Bring it on back in.
The revolution would not be televised.
As I was saying, I genuinely believe in the power of understanding, right? I think once you have of knowledge of self, you can define your destiny, King. If you want to have a relationship with 3 people, you do that. If that's what soothes your soul, that's what makes you happy. With me and my lady talking about making money, of course we're both gonna make money. I'm not saying she has to work a 9 to 5 or she has to go in every day. In fact, she's of the mindset now she doesn't really want to. Well, yeah, that's her story to tell. But like she's divesting from the current educative career that she's currently in right now. Why? Because it doesn't suit her right now. But she will still be making money. That's a necessity in my domain, because I feel like if you have the power to make more money or to bolster your blessings, why not?
Do you know people that are looking for a traditional valued or traditional relationship and values at the core of a relationship, meaning that I expect my man to work and then I'm a stay-at-home mom. And sorry, forgive me for the accent, but I mean, because so Sam and I are say we started watching the show called Ready to Love or Ready for Love.
That already sounds like a problem,
right?
It sounds problematic.
And
but I heard it's so bad. Problematic, not bad. I heard it's great.
It's entertaining. It's very entertaining, but it's not nowhere near
for entertainment purposes only. For entertainment,
it's nowhere near love and hip hop. I mean, that's just filth being fed in people's brain. But no, I mean, like most of the women on there, they're completely independent women, meaning that they have their own job, their own car, their own house. Yes,
do you know what
and
that means,
they got it going on, but they're looking for their partner to share all of that with, right? Okay. And then you'll look at some other relationship reality shows where a woman is looking to be a housewife, and so the Real Housewives of Hollywood are they're
everywhere.
Yeah, right.
The thing about those things, though, when we hear that part too, that typecast is the fact that they're literally working. The fact that you're able to see them on that show is that has to be a lie, because they're literally working in your face saying that they don't want to work.
Yep.
At that point, they've monetized. Yeah, I mean that's true.
Wild.
Yeah.
Dino, turn your body.
Yeah. Sorry, my mic allowed.
Oh, Dino, Dino, turn your body.
No, not you. Me? What did I do now? Huh? Sorry. Sorry. I'm just in your lap.
Huh? He was in my shot.
My bad.
Damn, what a camera hog.
My bad. I'm so sorry.
I had his elbow on his chest.
Yes. Okay. So do y'all know people? So y'all do know people that are seeking that, right? Like seeking values of a traditional relationship.
I have friends who would love to stay at home.
Expound on that. I don't fuck with the concept of.
I would love to stay at home. I mean, again, I would love to stay at home. I guess what I'm saying.
Thank you.
We know your values.
That's where I was going to go. I was like, who wouldn't?
Yeah.
Like what?
But there are women that are looking to get in a relationship to where the man is the breadwinner and does everything, and then they are at home taking care of the kids. They truly believe that. They still hold those values to this day, and they fall in that traditional
The way that you're
concept.
presenting that is that it is an incentive. Well, excuse me, because it is actually. That's where I was going. But like you're presenting that like it's worse to like you're helpless if you're staying at home.
No, not at all.
You know
but that's just
where technically. So even the traditional, the definition we gave, were like it's like a man is working and the woman is at home. That could also read a man is working and the woman is working. And it would the actions that they're doing, it still work. And we're skewing based off of what our own biases are.
That's why I was trying to set that precedent that it's a Judeo-Christian prism.
I'm not saying that it's wrong or right. I'm just saying that's what. Okay.
But because again, I go back to, for me, again, it's about security and having your needs met, right? So I don't think nobody's thinking, oh, I just want to stay at home. My bad, I went into the voice code, right? I just want to stay at home. I just want to do something. I want to be secure. I want my needs to be met. I want this, is that, and other. Because again, when you stay at home, I want to do something of worth, of self. So again, if somebody can provide me that security and I get that option, so me and my wife had ebbed and flowed for many times. Like I said, she would work and hey babe, they're getting on my nerves. I want to quit. Yeah. Okay, can we survive with you quitting? Okay, go ahead and quit.
How much savings we got?
She's always had that flexibility to pick what her passion was because again, security was there, right? From that standpoint right there. So she always had the opportunity to ebb and flow in and out. So for me, again, it's not that, hey, somebody's looking to stay at home. Somebody, if I could stay at home and still have my needs and security and financial needs met, I just don't think it's any person, whether it's male or female out there. I just want to be home and, take care of the house, clean the kitchen, cook, and all those things. I just want my needs met, but that's just me.
All right. Well, expound more on an OG perspective. Like why? Like
I have a
go ahead.
Better question. I think we all could answer. What happens if the man want to quit?
Oh, it's funny. I'm going through that right now. Yeah, so,
or like Darian would change.
Careful now.
That's a good question.
But no, that's a great question, right? So, like I shared with you, I'm retiring after 28 years, and I've been primarily, quote unquote, air quotes, the breadwinner, making sure everything is good and all that. And my wife, the way we had it set up, hey, when it came to finances and things of that nature, she was aware of it. We've had a joint bank account since we've started. Hey, I don't believe in that. Hey, you got your account, that one. That's something totally different, all that, because again, it's a matter of trust. You see where the money going and all that. But it was always a good thing. She didn't care about, she would look at me, hey, can we do this? Hey, I'm going shopping. We good? Yeah, we good. Yeah. Never worried about everything. When I told her I was retired and all that, she's literally been going through, concerned, afraid, and then things of this nature. Oh, now it's on you now. I'm good. I'm good, right? So now again, I'm not chump chicken or anything like that. I'm still coming with some type of finances, but when it's shifting for somebody who hadn't had to do it and all that, so it's a paradigm shift. But so we're definitely going through that right now. Say, hey, I don't want to work anymore.
Are you looking for a new job or a new career?
No, I hadn't even put together a resume. No, I'm not looking for anything. I'm looking to be free.
You looking to be at the crib? Okay,
I'm looking to just find myself.
That freedom,
freedom. Give us freedom.
I think that's what we're all kind of working, or at least I can speak for everybody in this room. We're all working towards that freedom, right?
Yes.
That financial freedom and just spiritual freedom in a sense as well, right?
No, I'm definitely seeking freedom.
Traveling the world,
Black History and
culture.
Black Future Month. I'm seeking freedom.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So Kevin Samuels put out a message to black men, basically saying, stop leading with the head down there and your mouthpiece, and having sex doesn't necessarily make you a man, because a generalization of how men are moving in nowadays,
I saw the video,
and why there's like men versus women. I think you actually posted the video.
Yeah.
Why there's this whole war between men versus women, is specifically in the black community, is because men are literally fucking their way in relationships.
Essentially, the guy that called in was like pretty much asking, how do I get women to bend to my will? And he's like, see, that's the problem with you young motherfuckers, man. Y'all always trying to get women to do what you want, but what are you doing? Like, who are you to get a woman to have sex with you? What are you doing? How old are you? What's your career? 25. I live with my mama. I'm just trying to figure it out. So why should you? And he's like, see, you don't need to be leading with your dick. You need to be thinking, how can I provide? How can I create a partnership with a woman to entice her to want to be down?
How can I be of value to her?
How can I build value instead of how can I get in her draws? That's what that was trying to go. And I 100% agree. So this actually takes me back to something where I was going earlier was...
But what if that's the whole plan for him to get in her draws anyway? That's the whole point, right? He's like, well, because it's a loaded statement in that case, like, you need to be thinking with your mind to get in her pants instead of thinking with your dick to get in her pants.
Well, no,
that's like the same end result.
The question was...
Additional context. Old buddy was looking for a relationship. Yeah. So he's like... Okay, how do I get her to love me?
We supposed to feel sorry for him. Sorry. Dang.
No, we not.
My bad. No. Like, we want him to be in a relationship.
He wants to be in a relationship.
He called in
to ask for advice about that. He can't get this shit
together. He does not know what to do.
So, in order to give good advice, we have to want him to be in a relationship.
Because he wants that. Yeah.
Back to, Kevin Samuels and all that. So a lot of stuff we look on the internet and all that, you got to understand some of that is clickbait, right? Mm-hmm. Hey, what's the hot topic of the day? So you take it with a grain of salt. You look at it. Can you use something from it? Does it apply to you? Yes. If you can't, I keep it.
You take it with a grain of salt, but it's influencing a mass amount of people that are very influential.
Sad part.
No, and that may be the case, right? But like we already talked about before, we all come to the table with a different level of intellectual capacity, right? So again, if you can easily be, hey, these are not the drawings we're looking for, right? Mm-hmm. If you can be easily manipulated by the force, then it is what it is, right? But again, if we're sitting and listening and understanding, so we have free will and free mind to think and dissect all the information that we receive, and then, see what's real and see what's not. So for those that easily influence, following the crowd, following the herd and all that, that's great because it makes life easier for me.
Question.
Right?
What if an entire generation had no leadership and so they all became the herd?
So here's the thing, right? I think that's what we all think.
And
right?
that was slightly rhetorical because I landed back on the point I was trying to make earlier with not having that example is that a lot of people, and going back to like my nephews, I had the uncle who sat me down and was like, look, we're going to go to the mall. You're going to talk to some girls. Like, we had to have social skills. You had to be able to approach a woman and know what that felt like. Now you don't. I've seen men crumble at the experience of rejection. Like grown-ass men.
Or just even initiating the action to go over and walk and talk to a woman.
Completely pussy. Right? And pussy's power because pussy's is strong.
I think the saving grace is that there's a woman for every man on this planet.
If that's what they want, that's a fact.
But based on numbers,
that's a fact. But they're not initiating. They're not initiating the action to get to that person that's made for them.
Confidence.
I'm just saying, like
I can't fix no person.
The paradigm has shifted people.
But see,
you can have a successful traditional relationship without even meeting a person in real life, and that's very non-traditional.
But I guess I would say, you know what I mean. Just again, I guess we're being too generalized because again, I don't see those men, right? I don't see all of them. So again, if I'm looking around the room right now, are you afraid to approach a woman?
Bro, I'm married and I'm 33.
Okay, got it. But I'm just saying.
Catch a dude like me from where I'm from or nowadays, a dude who's 21.
Yeah, but the fact he's 21, he's still trying to figure out. He's still trying to figure out how to piss straight.
Okay, right? There's some 51-year-olds. 51.
But he's talking about a 21-year-old that's looking for a relationship but doesn't necessarily know how to navigate how to do it.
What's going on?
But at 21, most 21-year-olds, they don't know what they're looking for.
Okay, and but that's why D is bringing up the point. Like we need more. You had brought up the point on and off the pod before about how we need more mentorship within our community to help guide us in several different components of life, especially the relationship
sectors of society, right? Like in the hood, okay, people who bang. Even in gangs, people don't got OGs no more. There's no code, there's no knowledge. People just running loose out here. So like that's what I'm talking about, the whole idea of male mentorship. There's a lot of people who didn't have what I had coming up.
I agree with you 100% about mentorship. I mean, actually, that's one of my passions. So the mentorship is a two-part prong, right? Because also, too, you got to be willing and open to receive it, right? So again, I have to show the patience to be able to want to mentor you, but at some point in time, you got to be able to want to receive it or I'm moving on. They also think, too, I want us to be careful of not to characterize each generation because we're falling into the trap that every generation falls in. Hey, this generation, they say that about my generation. This generation, somehow we're still here, we still survive. I mean, before, y'all listening to this music going to warp your brain, and when we was back in the day, and once again, my kids make me aware because I'm like, man, listen, y'all listen to all this trap music, making it
had Uncle Luke.
Exactly. Don't stop. And I'm sitting here like, and my son like, Dad, really? I'm talking about what we listen to. So the only thing that I'm saying is we always think, our generation or the previous generation is either better off or worse off and things of this nature. Yeah. And I think as long as you have, it's enough free thinking, progressive people out there that's going to move the herd along. You understand what I'm saying? And getting back to that modern and traditional, you know what I'm saying? What was traditional is now modern, and then what was modern and then too becomes traditional in another generation. So when Keiko comes along,
that's true. Right? That's a good point.
It's safe to say that everybody in this room clearly favors the more modern relationship approach, whereas you define and create your own rules and whatnot. Cool.
I got a question. It's a little spicy.
Spice it up.
This is a little spicy.
In 10 seconds.
OG, is there anything you're seeing now from your purview, from your lens, that's just like, man, hell no. What are they doing?
Yeah, what are you not fucking with?
What's something that just got you like,
I guess, and again, I apologize because I keep just thinking back to my sons and looking at their relationships and how I try to impart knowledge on them. It's just that those, I guess, the growing pains that you go through, you see, hey, you already know what's going to happen. You already know what's going to, hey, don't do this, don't do that. But I don't say it's necessarily something that I'm not rocking with. It's like, How do you communicate? How do you know if you're not in a good relationship? How do you know? So to me, it's like if I'm speaking into you and I know what's going to happen, I see it, I can telegraph it, but
static relationships.
You still don't follow it because you're like, oh, I got to learn on my own. So me, I have a saying that youth and wisdom don't go hand in hand, right? Youth and wisdom don't. The rules. Think about it.
Yeah. So something that's kind of stuck out to what you just said, and it brought me to this term static, a static relationship, where you're just getting with somebody and not necessarily progressing forward with them. You're just like, hey, I'm compatible with this person, and we're just together. And we're living with each other.
You think you're compatible, right? But you see not ready to be married, really probably didn't find your soulmate and things of that nature. Right. So jumping into relationships, so you say what I'm not rocking with, jumping into relationships, and like I said, we kind of started off with the Nick Cannon thing, procreating and having other children, like there's multiple baby daddies.
There it goes.
So that's one thing that I wouldn't be rocking with. That's one thing. So that's one thing that,
spreading your seed.
My son is 25, you know what I mean? He's been married, got divorced. We have a grandson, right? And so to me, I always impart upon him, it is important for you to have a relationship with your son. You've never known a household without a father, without a man. So I got it. You got to do what you got to do. But I feel some type of way that, again, regardless of what you do, this, that, and other, again, him having that father figure 24-hour presence, he's not going to enjoy that the way you enjoyed it.
Look,
it's just the way it is. So to me, not rocking with that, and so I guess I would be more traditional in that.
Bingo.
Hey,
yes.
How do you stay together for the child? And again, is that healthy, unhealthy, and all that? So from a personal standpoint, so that's probably would be one thing I'm not rocking with. So,
what a sage.
So thank you for pressing me on.
Because I got you to finally clarify.
There's so many things. Even I can see. I'm interested to hear though, because so you feel it's a benefit to having first a nuclear presence where you have both a mother and
both parents
in the household that are helping. Okay, so a person like Nick Cannon who doesn't subscribe to that, who's just, I'm gonna spread my seed far and wide, I'm gonna plant my crop of children of the corn. So, that to you doesn't fit within the paradigm by which you think is going to be most beneficial to that child.
Society. So let me be clear. Let me be clear. Don't know Nick Cannon. Don't have Nick Cannon money. Maybe he had the time and the perspective to be able to do that. I'm just saying, just for me, based on my paradigm, based on my pockets, you know what I mean? Again, I just don't see how that would be possible for me or those that I know, you know what I mean, to be able to put in that time, with that child to raise them in a fashion that I think they should be raised.
Let's flip the question. What do we not like about their generation, Gen X and the baby boomers, huh?
That's
the leverage that they have over us.
Where do I start? No, so
from the beginning. What is it? Come on.
I'm gonna be honest. This was really easy for me because I feel like we came up with certain things. And same thing with y'all. It's not really even a fault of y'all's. I mean, low key it is, but it's not really because you were given what you got and you gave what you had.
Yeah.
And so we're passing this baton. This baton may not have the best. You know what I'm saying? It's muddy from generations past.
What is it?
Y'all, it's a bunch of shit. Okay, y'all specifically.
Damn it, D. Come on, you're almost there. You're almost there. Just say it.
I'm giving you numerous things.
Listen.
Follow me.
Belt that shit out. Come on.
Follow me.
Let's go.
Hold on. OG. Say it with your chest.
Exactly.
So it's the fact that you pass down this this ideology that you got to go to school. You got to first of all, you got to find the right one. You got to get married. You got to have a baby. You got to go to college. You got to get a job. You got to work your life. You got to stay with this company. You got to retire.
Instilling expectations on us.
All that shit is bullshit. Every last one of those things is bullshit. I think, yes, getting married is amazing. It works for me. I love it. We're equally yoked. I found a partner we complete each other, all that stuff.
How long y'all
that
been
was
married?
erotic.
How many y'all been married?
The way you just...
How long y'all been married?
It gets really...
How long y'all been married?
We got married in 2014.
2014?
Yes.
Okay. So you don't know?
I do.
You make me do Puck the Man?
I am.
All right, listen. Help me out.
Go G's do math.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna take a sock off.
So here's the thing, and that's why I say we got to be careful because I've never subscribed to that. Right? Once again, got kids and all that, and me and my wife said, like, hey,
what do you mean you don't subscribe to? You literally just said to your son.
But what he said, hey, you got to go to school, you got to get married. So I think school and our concept of college, the way we do it, is a machine. It's a business, right?
Yeah, it is.
And like they got us fooled, but you got to understand, you got to understand your history for understand where you came from, right? Mm-hmm. So the generation before me, what did they say, the baby boomers and all that, right? So just that generation, we couldn't get into school, right? And what they was telling us, hey, this is the way, right? Yeah. So my generation, we were being told, go to school.
You passed that along.
Get it. Well, to me, I didn't. I tell my children, I just need you to be a productive citizen, right? Mm-hmm. To the point of, I ain't paying for school. Not going to do it. I'm not going to mortgage the farm, mortgage my retirement, and all those things when you can't figure out what you want to do. Like I said, I know a company out there that's passing out great scholarships. You know what I mean? If you want to do that, they have that opportunity. But once again, that wasn't me. Yeah. Hey, be a productive citizen. Whatever you want to do and things of that nature, but you're going to have to figure it out and do it on your own. So following that, I got some traditional qualities about me and untraditional qualities and things of that nature. But it's all about one. If we want to go there, I think y'all are the most entitled generation that we have. Yeah, I know those fighting words, right? Right?
A little bit.
Yeah, I mean, because again, you're expecting. So we were the latchkey kids, right?
Yeah.
You know, it was like, hey, we grew up struggling.
Some truth
our parents, you know, if you had a parent that was working and all that. So again, a latchkey kid, you got to take care of yourself and all that. So what do we do when we get older? Hey, that's not going to be that for our kids, right? My kids have never known hungriness, right? My kids have never. Listen, we lived in a magical household ever since they've been born. You walk in the house, wow, you open the refrigerator, food is there, right?
Yeah.
Man, these lights come on. I don't know how it's happening. Somehow I need money. Hey, just go to that ATM. I remember my son was a little kid. Just go to the ATM and kick some out, right? So y'all been so entitled because we tried to overcompensate on what we didn't have, and then at the same time, then we pissed off at y'all because y'all entitled. Y'all had an expectation.
Right. But y'all are also a very aggressive generation on pressing and setting those expectations and yes. I understand that you all paved the way for us to have a better and more a more free future.
Yes,
for sure.
Yes.
But that's y'all's doing.
Yes.
Y'all paved the way for us to have these these freedoms, and we're taking advantage of those freedoms. Right. So you goddamn right, we are entitled because this is your doing.
Yeah, we did not ask to be born.
Hey, listen, y'all grown up.
And y'all was,
I got it.
And y'all was fucking y'all's way into relationships, and that's why we are here. That's why we're here.
I call the bullshit flag. We didn't ask to be. Y'all fucking grown men sitting around this table. So at a point in time,
you're not talking to us. You're not talking to us.
You turn 13, 14, 15. You're able to make your own decision, own mind, and all that bullshit. So we grown. We didn't ask for it. God damn it. Get up off your ass. You know what I'm saying? Once you 18, 19, 21, and figure that shit out. Figure that shit out.
We're not saying that because you've reacted well to it. I just want you to know that. We're saying that because at the basis of all this is that the way that your child has grown up, and from if they're still asking you for advice, this is what I would imagine because I don't have
advice
any children
or money
before you even start. Advice, money, they're both the same thing in my opinion.
No. They're not the same thing.
Yes,
but
they are. They have the same.
Let them finish.
Right? When we talk about that man going to go sit with Jay-Z or taking the money, they kind of work the same way. They're both currency.
Value. Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, I'll take the money, but
no, but they're both the same.
Because I'm somebody's kid who believes that I know everything, right? You know, I'm like, take the money, I'll figure it out.
Okay.
But we did not ask for the lifestyle that we got. So it could be up to you because as a baby I have no opinion.
We didn't ask for the lifestyle.
Right, as a baby I had no opinion.
Okay,
right,
got it.
Don't show me the champagne and then hand me the Budweiser, baby. If you're gonna show me that I should be able to flip a light and not have to worry about where the money came from for it, then you need to make sure that I'm taught by 18 and when you're trying to put me up out this bitch to figure that part out with confidence.
Come on.
Okay.
So if you wanted me to think that, but as an adult, by the time I become an adult, that I'm just supposed to, figure it out and do what I did, pick your own path.
No. So come on, but it got to be some personal responsibility there, right? So what I say is this, because again, if they shown you this, they gave you the champagne and things of that nature. I'm quite sure there was some learning lessons in there that, again, like most young folks knows, you didn't want to pick it up at the time. And they were like, okay, you're not picking it up, buddy, so let me show you the hard road.
Right.
Quick counter. And all that. And if you didn't want it, give me a goddamn refund. Give me my money back.
You had me.
Yeah, okay.
That's about the same feeling, right? Give me my money back.
Give me my money back.
I gotta push back, OG, because this is something I've lived through now. I feel like I'm talking to my people.
Okay.
You're right. You may have passed the baton. That mug might have been filled with knowledge, wisdom, and light.
Yeah, boy, I can't wait.
But you passed that mug to me so goddamn hard, you done broke all my fingers. The way you said it,
because your fingers was fucking soft.
And describe, look, and
my fingers broke.
With calluses and whose hands are rugged as
and
the baton is fucked up too.
And the instructions fell off to the baton.
The instructions are in German.
There were no instructions.
I cannot wait. I cannot wait till y'all sit on this other side, because again, you all will have children.
Absolutely.
You have children. Have one coming on the way. You have one coming on the way, and I can't wait until they sit there and say, "Oh,
I tell you what, I will never call them entitled, because they should be."
Bingo. Because the reason why we're all running rapid and fucked up right now is because
wait, hold on.
They should feel entitled.
I gotta push back on that a little bit. So I agree.
That doesn't mean they can't learn the lesson.
As a child, they should be entitled. Okay. But I'm talking about goddamn grown folks still looking entitled, still looking for that. That's my point.
Can you call them grown if they haven't mastered the things that we would assume they would have to be grown?
So who fault is that?
Hold on. Because check this out. You also said earlier in the same pod, just 20 minutes ago, hey,
run the tape.
Run the tape, right? Run it back about 20, 30 minutes ago. You said you're a proponent or an advocate of mentorship, right?
I said,
but to people who are allowing it to happen.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
And so with your son.
Yes.
Does he accept your mentorship? Right?
The pieces that he wants to.
No. Does he accept it or not?
No. So, DT, you want to make everything just yes or no?
Yeah,
black and white. Goddamn, man, you out of the military. It's okay, right? Let me be clear, right? Because when it comes to financial decisions, when it comes to how to further financially and how to make sharp decisions, like no doubt. Before he makes a move, hey, I'm going to come to you. You kind of understand it. But when it comes to relationship-wise, hell no, he doesn't listen to me. Hell no, he doesn't follow my advice.
So you call our generation entitled, but you don't offer the pathway for us to
is there
or a solution to it unless we come to you and ask, oh sir, could you show us the path?
No. I lean in, but again, you got to understand when people don't want to listen. I don't believe in wasting my time. So again, I will. So for me and my son and my children, I'll lean in.
I'm so curious what this looks like, because I'm hearing my mama who be like, "You need to take your dumb ass down there and go over there and get your dumb ass and figure this shit out, your dumb ass." I'm like,
all right, well then, Grandma, show my dumb ass how to do it.
Her advice is so on point. You right. I should have took my dumb ass down there and got tested. But I didn't know. I mean, when you say it like that, well, damn, Mama, I ain't going. I'm done.
But again, on some of that, but it said, hey, again,
I'm wondering what this delivery is like.
Yeah. So again. For me, after the 10th damn time, you're not going to like the delivery, right? Especially when the dumbass shit keep happening. So I will give you that. But on the first couple, hey, son, so here's the advice that I have for my sons, right?
Yeah.
So again, when you leave my home, right? Here's what I'm going to tell you, right? So again, I'm expecting you to be a productive citizen. If you leave my home and all that. Yeah. But what I can offer you that is priceless and timeless is advice, right? And here's how to go. If you're getting into a situation that you haven't engaged in before, call me for advice. So between me and your mother, we probably went through it before.
Facts.
If you do that and I give you some advice and it blows up in your fucking face, this, that, and other, you fall in the hole. I'm gonna be the guy there with the
money
ladder.
Back guarantee.
I'm gonna be the guy there with the ladder and the rope. And we're gonna pull out of that hole together because you followed my advice. However, if you step off into something on your own and didn't just reach back and ask the question for advice and you fall in that hole, I'm looking at you and get your ass out of it. Because again,
figure it out.
Because here's the thing. If you keep making a mistake and I keep bailing you out, then it's really me going over a mistake that I already did before. And this is when I say youth and wisdom don't go hand in hand. Y'all don't want to fucking listen to the advice because what y'all think is, because y'all act like y'all so innocent, so altruistic, and woe is me. Bullshit, right? Because what y'all look at and what y'all think is, hey, he old, they old. It's not like that in the day. It's different. Like it wasn't a situation. It's not like that anymore. And y'all young asses don't want to listen, right? But I promise you, if you would listen,
you think
just a little bit, you know what I mean? Yeah. You would be leap years ahead, but that's why the struggle is. Youth and wisdom don't go hand in hand because, again, if I had my wisdom and y'all youth, I'd be a dangerous person. Now I get it and understand.
Like a time machine. And we can only acquire wisdom through experience and longevity.
That's bullshit. No, y'all can close the gap. Y'all can.
You think so?
I think you can.
How do you do that? That's what I wanted to get to, because that's cracking the code, OG.
But exactly. Believe. When your mama,
hold on, but what can you do to help close the gap? Not what we can do.
Yeah, exactly.
Who has the burden there, right?
Right.
How do we close that gap?
If we're telling you, if your parents are telling you, and I get it, oh, you didn't say it right, you didn't say this, that.
Sometimes
listen to the message. What is the message?
It's hard to get when you're okay. You're a beautiful black man. If I come to you,
I appreciate it.
I mean, I believe that of all my people, and I'm very real.
All black people are beautiful.
That's my point.
Every single way.
So, if
all right, hey, we need to wrap this up.
For sure. But let me just hit this point right there to close that gap. Right?
Yeah.
It has to be equally right. Sometimes you gotta lean in a little more. Like,
that's a fact.
They hurt my feelings. You said it so wrong. Because again, I used to hear that shit from my sons and all that. That shit used to burn me up. Oh, well, you just never listen to me. But motherfucker, you needed to speak up and say what your truth is, what you want. Because let us never forget, right, that what country we live in and who we are, right?
We are a pretty sensitive generation.
So that's another thing too, and understanding from what we see, what we understand. It's a give and take. But again, depending on where you're at culturally, even for us, it's even harder, right? Mm-hmm. So as a black man raising black men, right?
That's a scary thing.
I can't afford for you to be soft, right? Because that world is not going to be kind to you, right? So I get it. So,
traditional value.
But I get it. You're right. It is a traditional value because we haven't come far enough. You know what I mean?
Rooted out of experience.
And I do appreciate, right? Mm-hmm. I do appreciate all the time y'all optimism. And again, with our fear is that generation because we know the reality, right? Mm-hmm. I get the optimism and I don't want to kill that. I tell people all the time because they're always talking about, this, that, and other. I mean, to date, my humble opinion, y'all greatest thing was the Black Lives Matter, right? That shit doesn't happen without y'all. That's strictly on the young folks, right? We take time, just work bullshit, right? Exactly, I hate that, right? But that doesn't happen without y'all, right? And I got to remind my generation of that, right? We're not here having the conversation if it wasn't for the optimism and the energy of the youth, right? And we forget that. So y'all bring a lot to the table. The only thing that I wish that I impose upon y'all, be more open to listening and listening to understand and not with that jaundice, you're nagging me, then you go with that shit again. You know what I mean? Because that's where we get a lot back on y'all.
Well, you know what we're bringing to the table? This generation?
Yes.
Our modern millennial generation?
Yes.
This podcast.
Yes.
You understand? The fact that you have this opportunity right now to present your perspective and everything that you just bless the people with is this platform that we have created and capitalized on and provided this platform to our listeners, which are Gen Z, millennials, and Gen X, and baby boomers.
Hands down.
Right, for sure. And so that's what we're bringing to the table.
Yes.
And that's what we're contributing. So the ball is in your court, OG. We will for sure have you back onto the show.
The ball's in our court.
That's what I was about to say. The ball's in our court. Don't put the pressure on me. The ball's in our court.
Well, the ball's bouncing back and forth. Right. The hot potato effect. Yes, exactly. But for sure, man, what a beautiful exchange and debate today. Yep. Hey,
to the toast.
Yes.
Oh, it's the time for the toast.
It is time for the toast. Our traditional segment.
I would love for OG to lead this toast.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. So at this moment, we're going to go ahead and pass.
Speak from the heart, brother. Say what you say.
Look, when I passed that shot to Dalian, like his fingers were shaking.
No, I ain't going front.
Listen, all what you did, he's still taking shots, right? All what you did, he's still taking shots.
No, I got to call you out, OG.
So, OG, if you would please just do us the honors.
All right, I appreciate it. So first and foremost, shout out to the fellas from H-Town. Y'all showed me a lovely time.
Yeah, man.
As you said again, this podcast, I appreciate y'all innovation and ingenuity. You know, that from there, what I ask of you all, or toast to you all, like I said, you are the present and the future.
Yes.
But lean on the past and the foundation to make a better present and a better future. So the only way we get through this is we get through this together. We exchange of ideas to listen and to understand, you know, and not so much to point the fingers and poke the fingers. And I allow you, and I appreciate you all for allowing me this opportunity just to kind of share some of my thoughts. All right.
Yeah.
So to that over here, to the Potnas.
Yeah.
All right.
Coke glasses, please.
And quick shout out to our video guy and our producer.
Yep. That's my job, OG.
Okay, my bad. See, that happened.
Just sit down, just
He was doing it so well.
He has to know his place.
Exactly. Wow.
That's me taking initiative, stepping up.
Exactly.
power trip.
All right.
Y'all want to hear me take this shot, huh? Let me.
Yes.
It's my house.
Scrumptious.
That's one of this my house rules.
Yeah, that was definitely one of
That's
those.
my house.
He got that from y'all.
Right.
Like
That's
that.
the OG
Exactly.
move right
So
there.
would that be traditional?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm modern.
I think so.
But I'm in charge.
I think that was definitely traditional.
Martin Lawrence vibes. in
Yeah.
that.
My house.
I was feeling those.
Just a few
Martin
traditional
Luther.
values that I have in this modern body.
Boy, if you don't get
All right.
That was good.
Todd knows best. You got some new music for us. This is a new segment that we're trying out, introducing some new music Fridays. What in this case, it's New Music Monday for you all, or Tuesday, whenever y'all will be listening to the podcast. So we just want to make y'all privy to some of the great sounds that are going in the airflows that are out there. Bless the people with some knowledge.
you know, it's kind of slow. It's kind of slow right now. But
I'm nervous.
Yo Gotti dropped the album.
Oh, did he?
Yeah. CM10 free game. That might be the last of the CM series. We'll see.
Is it a lot of slander about Young Dolph still? Or is he giving up on that part?
You know, there's a lot of subliminals.
He's still talking about this dude after he dead.
Yeah, but it's solid. It's really very well produced.
Okay, that's what I was gonna ask.
I really like it.
Yeah, Gotti delivers. Also, 2 Chainz dropped the album.
Oh yeah, he was on Breakfast
Gotta
Club
check
recently.
that.
I figured there must have been an album.
Yeah,
that had to be something.
Yeah, it's called Dope Don't Sell It.
Alabama State alum, just there. You know, in there. Alabama State University.
Okay.
Hey.
Who is that? 2 Chainz?
2 Chainz.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
this,
Which logo is that?
Say it
The
again.
Alabama State. What's their colors?
the Hornets.
Oh, y'all black and yellow?
Black and yellow,
Black and yellow.
black and gold, black and yellow, black and yellow.
All right.
That's a good album. It's
Shout out Alabama State.
I can't
Short
name no
and sweet.
UT rappers.
Sinead Hornet has a new deluxe album.
Who?
Sinead Hornet from the UK.
I don't know, man.
The Ready,
Shout out to that about that, you know.
I forgot what it's called.
What her album?
What's the name of the album? It's a beautiful album.
Sinead
R&B
O'Connor?
artist.
Sinead O'Connor?
No,
that's amazing.
Sinead Hornet.
Hornet.
Yeah.
Darren, you crazy for that.
I like what?
All right, let's wrap it up, ladies and gentlemen. Dino, take us out, please.
Yeah, man.
You're now tuning into the sounds
All
of the
right.
Potnas podcast.
Follow the Potnas podcast on all social media platforms. Started with Dino.
You can find me at The Dictionary. That's THE_DIXONARY.
All right. Coolin' and pulling.
Follow me on all platforms. Coolin' and Pulling. COOLINANDPOOLINA.
Hey, JT got soul. That is JT got SOLE. Dalian, OG, do you have social media?
Nah, not yet. I'm still trying to figure that out.
That's a traditional.
Old ass.
Hey, don't follow. Don't judge me.
Follow the Potnas Podcast at POTNAS Podcast on Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, for all of our latest content.
Yeah, man.
Visit our website, potnaspodcast.com, for all of our previous episodes, any topics that you would like for us to cover. Email us at contact@potnaspodcast.com if you still even use email.
Yeah,
and
of course,
then
bro.
leave us a 5-star review if you enjoed today's episode.
Yeah, I'm talking
Appreciate y'all tuning in. We'll see y'all episode 26. Hey. Happy
Now
Black
tuning into the
Future
Potnas Podcast, bitch. It's the Potnas Podcast. It's the Potnas Podcast.